can refer to the phenomena of the physical world and also to life general in it is around us. This place where we are standing right now is nature.
In nature, a variety of life forms other than us humans are living on it. There are plants and animals that live with us together harmoniously. And to achieve living harmoniously, one must protect and care for our nature, and that is up to us humans. And the first step for it is to preserve and maintain biodiversity. Biodiversity is the combination of life forms and their interactions with each other and with the rest of the environment that has made Earth a uniquely habitable place for humans. Biodiversity provides a large number of goods and services that sustain our lives.
The biodiversity we see today is the fruit of billions of years of evolution, shaped by natural processes and increasingly by the influence of humans. It forms the web of life of which we are an integral part and upon which we so far about 1.75 million species have been identified, mostly small creatures such as insects. Scientists reckon that there are actually about 13 million species, though estimates range from 3 to 100 million.
Biodiversity boosts ecosystem productivity where each species, no matter how small, all have an important role to play. Biological resources are the pillar upon which we build civilization. Nature products support such diverse industries as agriculture, cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, pulp and paper, horticulture, construction, and waste treatment.
A larger number of plant species means a greater variety of crops. Greater species diversity ensures natural sustainability for all life forms. Healthy ecosystem can better withstand a recovery from a variety of disasters. A healthy biodiversity offers many natural services. Ecosystem services such as protection of water resources, soils formation protection, nutrient storage and recycling, pollution breakdown and absorption, contribution to climate stability, maintenance of ecosystem, recovery from unpredictable events. Biological resources such as food, medicinal resources and pharmaceutical drugs, wood products, ornamental plants, breeding stocks, population reservoirs, future resources, diversity in genes, species, and ecosystem. The cost of replacing these, if possible, would be extremely expensive. It there makes economic and development sense to move towards sustainability. Today, species are going extinct at an accelerated and dangerous rate. Biodiversity is under serious threat as a result of human activity. The loss of biodiversity threatens our food supplies, opportunity for recreation and tourism, and sources of food, medicines, and energy. It also interferes with essential ecological function. The fewer animals we have, the fewer humans we will have.
Extinction is a natural part of life on Earth. Over the history of the planet, most of the species that ever existed evolved and then gradually went extinct. Species go extinct because of natural shifts in the environment that take place over long periods of time, such as ice ages. Today, species are going extinct at an accelerated and dangerous rate because of the natural environmental changes caused by human activities. Some of the activities have direct effects on species and ecosystems such as habitat loss, degradation, overexploitation such as overfishing, spread of non-native species diseases. Some human activities have indirect but wide-reaching effects on biodiversity, including climate change, pollution. All of these threats have put a serious strain on the diversity of species on Earth. Globally, about one-third of all known species are threatened with extinction. It includes 29% of all amphibians, 21% of all mammals, and 12% of all birds. If we do not stop the threats to biodiversity, we could be facing another mass extinction with dire consequences to the environment and human health and livelihood.
All plant and animal species are interconnected and depend upon one another, forming a web of life. These connections create a more biologically diverse world able to protect itself from damage, such as viruses and wildfires. Disruptions to these connections, however, reduce biodiversity and threaten human health, livelihood and survival.
In ensuring access to ecosystem, service by poor and vulnerable groups are essential to eradicating extreme poverty and hunger. Biodiversity also plays a big role in the Sustainable Development Goals. You can help protect biodiversity through reducing your use and the agricultural use of pesticides, changing your consumption habits, and advocating knowledgeably to the right people about the need for change.
What can we, as individuals, do to help slow the loss of biodiversity? Number 1. Encouraging local biodiversity. Reconsider your lawn. Consider converting a portion of your grassy lawn into a more diverse area by planting a flower or vegetable garden, trees, or a variety of bushes. Diversify your garden. The more diversity you have in your garden and your yard, the more resistant they are to pests and disease. Consume conscientiously. In addition to promoting biodiversity in your own yard, you can encourage regional biodiversity by buying a variety of local fruits and vegetables. But there are also many places within urban areas that also need attention. Number 2. Reducing pesticide use. Educate yourself about pesticides. Decrease your own use of pesticides. Urban waterways were just as contaminated, and in some cases, more contaminated, with pesticides than rural waterways. Control weeds without pesticides. You can eliminate weeds by pulling them. Keep pests out of your garden without pesticides. Maintaining a diverse garden can't control pests naturally. Number 3. Advocating for biodiversity. Reduce our reliance on GM crops or genetically modified crops. Due to these issues and their potentially catastrophic consequences, environmental activists have called for eradication of GM crops altogether. Craft a persuasive message. Have people be aware of the importance of biodiversity towards us. Make important connections. Certain people in the local community can be especially helpful allies when trying to further the cause of preserving biodiversity. Share your message. The more people you reach out to, the better chance you have of seeing the biodiversity changes you want. Use of social media to influence others is also a great way. Support environmental organizations. There are many organizations out there fighting for these issues already.
Mother Earth needs our help. It is now our time to give back what she provides us. Nature is resilient. Us humans depend on living through nature, but nature can live without us. Let's start caring today before it is too late. Let's all protect and conserve biodiversity.